In today's episode, the fourth in a series on the book Switch by Chip and Dan Heath, we will examine the notion of bright spots, or as they're sometimes called, positive deviants. In 1990, the Save the Children organization asked Jerry Sternin to open an office in Vietnam to fight malnutrition. The conventional wisdom was that malnutrition was a result of poor sanitation, universal poverty, lack of clean water, and ignorance about nutrition. To Sternin, this was true, but useless. Jerry said millions of kids can't wait for these issues to be addressed. So he met with the mothers in the villages. They measured and weighed every child in the village. In amongst the malnourished children were children who were bigger and healthier. So Sternin said, let's go see what their mothers are doing differently. Sternin was looking for bright spots, successful efforts worth emulating. The first step was to eliminate anyone who was only a bright spot because of special external circumstances, such as by having a rich uncle who sent extra food. They compared and contrasted conventional village wisdom about feeding children against what the bright spots were doing. The majority of children ate twice a day along with their families. They ate soft, pure foods like rice. In the bright spot homes, the mothers were spreading the same amount of food across 4 meals instead of 2, and rather than let the children feed themselves from the communal bowl, the bright spot mothers fed them actively, sometimes even hand feeding, and even when the child was sick. Besides rice, bright spot mothers fed their children tiny shrimp and crabs collected from the rice paddies, as well as sweet potato greens, which most families considered a low-class food. So they had learned from the bright spots improved ways of feeding their children. But the question became, how do you get the other mothers to adopt these changes? Most people would call the village together and make an announcement. But Sternin instead had the community design a program that put bright spot and regular families together in groups of 10 each day to prepare food. Sternin was addressing both the rider and the elephant. The riders got specific instructions and their elephants got hope. He also shaped the path with the social pressure of doing what the other mothers were doing. Bright spots solved the not invented here problem. In other words, the knee-jerk skeptical response to imported solutions. 6 months after Sternin arrived, 65% of the kids were better nourished and stayed that way. Eventually, the program reached 2.2 million people in 265 villages.